Yo, what's up? Bigjillist, Shift the Core Challenge. What's up? First off, I want to thank everybody who's been supporting the Shift the Core Challenge. If you don't know what the Shift the Core Challenge is nourishing your body, mind, soul, 15 minutes a day. I'm on my 45th day right now, and I feel great, baby. I feel like Muhammad Ali. I'm conquering my goals, I'm getting organized, I'm knocking out these tasks, and I'm getting these building blocks of life stacking. Always remember about the building blocks of life. Life's like Legos. I'm not going to go over the whole lesson again, but if you always remember that and you think about the tasks you do day to day as building a bigger goal, then you'll know that even though those little tasks just seem insignificant, every brick means something. So we're here right now at the Crest. We're going to do some photography up here. We're going to get some fresh air, and we're going to talk today about problems and life and problems, because life is all one big problem. And we're going to talk about how to conquer those problems. Okay, so the first thing you need to know about problems is a part of life. Life is just one big storm with multiple and little problems. The key to getting through life is figuring out those problems one by one. See, people who get stagnant and they get in a type of neurosis because they don't want to face their problems. So let me give you an example. I twist my ankle from walking, and I don't go to the doctor because I'm scared they're gonna have to chop my ankle off. I don't know, maybe my mama told me that when I was a kid, maybe I heard some urban legend, maybe I'm from like a small town where they don't practice modern medicine or whatever. But instead of me going to the doctor, I just let my ankle get worse and worse and worse. So my ankle has a bend in the bone, and now I can't walk. And since now I can't walk, I can't go to work, I can't go to school, I can't do none of that. So instead of me going to the doctor and getting my ankle replaced, I just ignore it. I get in a wheelchair and I start wheeling around. And I lose my job, I don't get an education, I gain all sorts of weight because I can't go and exercise. But all that stuff would have been prevented if I just took care of that little problem. See, taking care of little problems is the first step in actually living life. Because in life, you're going to have multiple problems. Problems every day. Problems when you wake up. Problems when you go to sleep. But if you get in the habit of fixing those problems and solving them little by little, it'll make everything a lot easier. The next thing about dealing with problems is facing your fear. Now, as you can see, I'm on the top of this big-ass mountain right here, and I'm a little scared. It's windy. It's a 10,000-foot drop. But as you can see, you look into my eyes, I'm not scared. Well, I am, but I don't appear scared. Because in my mind, I know that death could come for me anytime. So when it comes to conquering your problems, you got to remember not to be scared. Now, in that example that I gave about the guy who broke his foot and didn't go to the hospital because he had that fear, if he just would have went to the doctor, he probably would have saved his foot, probably wouldn't have lost his job, and all that bad stuff wouldn't have happened to him. Remember when we talked about the points of grit, and one of those points is courage. And courage is making it do what it do, moving and shaking not without the absence of fear, but in the presence of fear. So always remember that. Don't run away from your problems. If you have a problem, and even if you're scared, even if it makes your heart cringe, you have to look that problem in the eye and you have to figure it out. Because a lot of times, our brain makes things a lot more scarier than they actually are. Alright guys, I know it's a little windy out here, but we are at high elevation. The last thing I want to tell you is about the weight. Life is like lifting weight. It's like doing the bench press, okay? The weight never changes. You just get stronger. So you're always going to encounter all those same problems repetitively in your life. And they're going to seem easier. They're going to seem hard at first. They're going to seem really hard, and you're going to be struggling. But it's like pushing the weight up. And every time you get that extra push, you get that extra rep in, you get stronger. And that's how life is with problems. So you'll be going through a problem, and if you face it, if you get all the way through it, it's like another rep. And sooner or later, you're going to get stronger. See, people say life get easy, but it doesn't. It doesn't. It's the same amount from when you're born to when you die. Always remember, the problems don't get easier, you just get stronger. Thank you guys for tuning in to Shift the Core. I appreciate everybody, all you guys' love and support. Me and my boy Coda, my other cameraman and other photographer, we're here kicking in, drinking some coffee, eating Crest, you know what I mean? Oh my God. But anyway, there's two things I want to tell you about. First thing, you gotta start from the beginning when you're doing anything. You might be scared, but always remember, everybody starts from the beginning. The pyramids were built from the beginning. The most richest people in the world started from the beginning, in some cases. And the second thing is, there's no secret trick. There's no secret trick. Everybody will always try to sell you a dream. Everybody will always tell you that if you the shortcut or whatever. But there's no secret trick. The only way to make it is to have grit. And to make it being fearless and with hard work and tenacity. Don't ever give up on your dreams. Remember, you have to be who you're going to be before you be. And don't let anybody tell you anything otherwise. Be sure to check out our new website coming soon, shiftthecore.com. We're going to have the Shift the Core podcast. Also, we have the Core store. You can get some of our Shift the Core shirts. In the next episodes, me and my buddy Coda are going to be repping that Shift the Core gear, you know what I mean? We got a lot more stuff coming to you. Check us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, bigjillist. I'm everywhere, baby. Remember, shift the core, shift your mind, shift the world. Yeah. So sometimes, like, I like to come out here and commune a little bit with nature, as dumb as it may sound to some people. I feel sometimes that we get really distorted with everything that's going on in the world. I feel like there's so much distraction and so much propaganda and so much people trying to play the thought police that we don't have really the capacity to, like, have our own thoughts, have our own feelings even. You know, a lot of time the way society is they want to tell us how to feel, how to act, how to dress, and it sounds cliche, but it's getting even worse and worse and worse. And the worst part about it is they planted this seed in our mind where we think that we're actually in control and we're the ones dictating how we think, how we feel, how we dress, how we portray ourselves, but we're just programmed. We're indoctrinated from the time we're born. So coming up here to nature, to where everything started, to where we can get away from all that distraction, so we can commune with, like, the air and the positive energy, it helps restore something in the soul. You know, and when we can restore stuff in our soul and restore stuff in our mind, it helps us when we go back to all that static. You know, back in the days when we had those TVs and we were trying to watch something and we were, you know, moving the rabbit antennas, you know, trying to get a picture. That's what this is like. It's like moving the rabbit antennas, trying to get that clear picture. Sometimes when we do that, we get fear in our heart about what other people are going to think about us or what the masses is going to think about us. Because a lot of times in society, everybody has like a mob mentality, you know? Everybody gangs up on you, you know? But somebody told me something once. A real man always stands for what they believe in, even if they stand alone. So when you're sometimes in that distortion, take a step back. Disconnect. And then you'll find that clarity, that inner peace that'll help you shift the core.